So when you're identifying personality types, we talk about there's 4 personality types. 4 personality types are red. They're more aggressive. What's up? Be Legendary's in the house. So red is aggressive, get to the point, straightforward, let's go, hurry up, don't waste my time. And they love to win. Green is more analytical. They have all their, everything's organized. They have all their numbers. They're motivated by numbers. They're motivated by facts. Blues are more kind of all over the course. They are typically more talkative. They build relation. The more they talk, the more they build relationships. And they like that with. Let me see where we're going here. With yellows more social conscious, and they care about how their decision affects everybody else. So I walk into this situation, this house I just came from. Now remember, let me give you the details on it. The seller came in from a pay-per-click advertising lead. He is a blue/red, more blue than red, right? Blue/red. And the situation is with this particular deal is the seller is in escrow to purchase another property, right? So he's in escrow to purchase another property, and the offer he had on his property, they just backed out of the deal, right? They couldn't close the deal, they couldn't get it done because they offered too high a price. So they came back to him and they were at a 210 number, and they came back to him and they said they wanted to take another $12,000-$15,000 off. And a bunch of other fees and a bunch of other stuff, right? So that was the number that didn't close and didn't work. And he, at a principle, he was pissed now that they came back and tried to renegotiate. And what happened was he was mad, and they ended up canceling the contract. So the bottom line is, so he's motivated. So he has this other house. So I asked him, what's your timeline? That's a great question, because now you can figure out essentially if there's a time motivation when it comes to a seller selling, signing the contract and selling it. So I said, what's your timeline? He goes, listen, hey, ASAP. This offer just fell out. I'm in escrow to purchase another property. And he goes, I just got to get it done. I said, okay. I said, typically what we do, and I said, typically what we do is we take the lowest of the low comps, right? Not the low comps. We took the comps of the properties, and what we do is we, take that. In this property, we're going to have to take roughly about $25,000 off to get the property up to renovated condition, and we typically tack on a $10,000 fee in there to kind of determine, profit or contingency, right? And I said the market's pretty sketchy right now, with everything going on politically wise, with this government shutdown, it's an unknown in the air. We kind of don't know. So this is me talking to the seller. And so I'm sitting there, and, I said, here, came with the number. So my initial offer to this guy was 157, right? I said, well, I honestly, I don't think, my initial number off this, doing our math of where we need to be to get this deal done is 157. I said, honestly, I don't think I'm your best bet. I said, you probably have a better bet. You could probably list the property. Have you thought about that? Nah, I don't want to list it. Then I got people coming over. I don't want to do that. I said, well, you could rent the property. Nah, I don't want to rent it, and kind of deal with that. I said, well, I don't know the number, but I said, there are some, other comps in the neighborhood. That as well. There's a property sold for 146, at 246. I said I could potentially come higher, on that number, but but I'm going to be squeezing pretty much everything out, and if I do come up higher, I'm going to need to know like ASAP what you want to do. Because his wife wasn't there, so I hate going on to an appointment when you don't have all parties there to make a decision, right? Hate that. So in this particular case, again, I'm sitting there, he's there, the wife is at work, he's watching the kids, and he can't make a decision without his wife. So I'm sitting there, okay, I'm at the office, I said, let's go, let's get the decision done. And his whole thing was, I got to talk to my wife and, see what's going on, right? So, that, I hate that objection. So what I did was, I said, well, listen, you know what? Do you want to move on this thing or not? Yes or no? He goes, yes. He goes, I just can't do the price. I didn't want any less than 200. Well, I'm telling you right now, bud, I can't do 200. I'll be straight up with you. I don't want to sign a contract with you for $200,000 and then go back and renegotiate just like this other guy did and just go back, because it's not going to work. You know as well as I do, it's not going to work at $200,000. There's a house that sold for $246 and it's decked. And it still took 100 days to sell in this particular neighborhood, and it's decked. It has 50, 60 grand of work, what your property is going to need, and the numbers don't make sense. That's why they had to back out of the deal. And so I either can give you a number that works, or you can play games. I'm sure you don't want to play games anymore. Anybody that offers you higher than what I'm talking about is going to be in a tough situation. So I said, what I can do is I can come up from 157, and I threw I did a range, 157, 167, maybe 170. I threw a kind of range out there just to test the waters, and you kind of let that sit and settle and have him digest the 167 one. So I said, I'm going to have to spend a little bit more time kind of hone in on what we need for repairs, but I'm going to be around 157, 167, maybe 170. I said, if I'm around, shouldn't be poor, it's good. All right, so just said poor connection. So anyway, so the bottom line is that I threw out that low number, and you kind of let him sit and settle on it just a little bit and kind of process a 157, 167, maybe 170 offer, right? That's why I came out. And I said, listen, we could, and now I let him sit on it. We talked a little bit more. We built a little bit more rapport, found out what his situation is a little bit more, went a little deeper on him moving, how much time he needed to move. And all this is done in a half hour, by the way. And figured out how much time he needed to move, where he needed to go. Is there any other money at risk? Could his seller extend if needed for him to? So we explored all options. Now, I like to do that. I said, listen, I'm not your best bet, man. I'm telling you, if you're my friend, if you're my brother, I'm not your best bet, right? I'm the guy that's going to come in and I'm going to get this deal done, and I'm going to get it done for you when you need to get it done. I said, but honestly, if you want your highest price possible, you want your $200,000 number, I'm not your best bet. I said, have you thought about it, trying to extend with your seller and listing the property? And he goes, I'm not listing the property. He goes, I don't want to list it. The place is a mess. I can't get my kids, I can't list it. I said, have you thought about extending it? Maybe do a refi on it, pull some cash out and do a rental. I'm giving him legitimate options like I would give any friend of mine, right? It's like, if you was a friend, here's the option I give you, right? And that's what I did. And I believe that's the right thing to do. And what happens is it magnetizes. You know what he said when we left? You know what he said? Here's what he said. Here's what the seller said when I left. And I'm about 80% chance I'm going to get this contract. He was not going to sign it. I pushed. I always push. Not going to sign it right there without his wife's approval. Needed his wife to sign on the deed. All the decision makers wasn't there. Was sucked. I hate that. But the bottom line is that it's a good. I will follow up like a hawk on this deal. So I pretty much gave the guy 24 hours. I said, here's the deal. I said, I'll come up to 180, but I need to know now. I need to know ASAP. I need to know within the next 24 hours, because I've got several other appointments I'm going on. I usually buy 2 to 3 a month. I bought 2 so far. I got 1 more I can get. I said, so if you want to do this, we need to move on it quick. Otherwise, I can't promise my number is legit. So the bottom line is, in this situation, you know what? I'm going to go back. I'm going to go write up. I didn't write up a contract, and that's a cardinal sin. That's a mistake. Don't do that. Don't do what I just did. Do I close deals in Yavapai? Haven't done Pinal like Tucson, but not Yavapai. I just got a gut feeling that I should go back, and I'm going to give this guy a contract for $180,000. I'm going to give him a contract. How do you get your App Suite and Podio? You get the App Suite and Podio as a Flip2Freedom Academy member. If you go to Flip2Freedom webclass.com, you can kind of watch the webinar and learn all about it. But Flip2Freedom Academy member, we are able to populate our App Suite into your App Suite. Where can I print out the contract? Again, everything's in the Flip2Freedom Academy. My entire training and education, all the contracts, all the spreadsheets, all the comms, everything I teach here is all in the Academy. Listen to your gut. Yeah, I'm turning around right now. I'm going back to this appointment. See, when I have a gut feeling, it's pretty much spot on. I'm going to go write this contract up right now. Do Bandit signs still work? Absolutely, yes. Absolutely. So I'm going to write this contract up. I didn't write this contract up. That was a mistake. I should have wrote it up right there and left it with him. So I'm turning around and going back with the guy right now. I'm going to write the contract. I'm going to go knock on the door. And I'm going to go leave him the contract, and tell him, say, listen, here's my contract. Here's a price I can commit to. I need to know within the next 24 hours. I made a mistake. I got out of there too quick. I should have wrote it up right there. Because if you leave a contract, I might be able to go get it signed right now. I think I just have a gut. I should go back and talk to the guy. Here's the thing: if you have a gut feeling and this is inconvenient because I have a couple other things I got to write another offer, send it out to a seller right now, and I got a 4 o'clock I have to be at. So this is inconvenient going back, but I know it's the right thing to do to actually get the contract signed. I'm going to go back and I'm going to give him the contract, and I'm going to say, hey, listen, here's the contract. This is what I can commit to. If you're ready, let's move forward. So I think I can do that still. Get the light in here. I can't see squat. Wholesaling. How many gurus say that? Huh? Oh yeah, I love wholesaling, man. Guys, I love this stuff. And I love doing deals. I love doing deals. There's nothing like it. It's incredible. It's just like, I love doing deals. I mean, my pipeline, me just closing myself, pipeline on deals I'm working with for this month, just me, not including my team, not including my crew, just myself, over 120,000 in revenue, just me doing deals. Yeah, not including this house right here. This house, it's not bad. It's a great area. It's actually, I'm driving back to the place right now. It's a really good area. We could be in San Diego for that. Yeah, I'm going to be in San Diego for the Find and Flip Summit for sure. Come up, shake my hand, say hey. It's going to be a blast. We're going to have a good time there. It's going to be a great weekend. Yeah, I'm stepping at a gas pedal and see you take. I'm taking off right now. Actually, I'm surrounded by cars. Anyway, so when you get a gut feeling, yeah, I'll see you there, man. It's going to be awesome. How much do you spend on marketing? A lot. I mean, at least 10 grand a week on pay-per-click. We got anywhere from 30 to 50,000 postcards a month. We got RVMs. We're dropping 10,000 drops a day. Skip tracing lists. Cold callers. Got cold callers or cold calling. So a lot. But hey, it's all about the leads, right? If you're not going big, I mean that's you want to know what the difference maker is? Closing deals and following up with sellers and going with your gut. Like I'm going back to this appointment right here. I left without the contract, and that is a mistake. I left without giving him the contract with something in writing, and that, my friends, was a mistake. So how do you cure a mistake? You turn your butt back around and you go back there. My gut just told me I should go back there and I should leave this guy a written contract so he can talk. Because see, remember, a written contract is a serious event. It's a serious event. A conversation, I just gave him a number, said, you go to 180, I need to know within 24 hours to get it, but I didn't put it in writing, right? I didn't put it in writing. I need to put it in writing. That was a mistake. I'm going back. I'm going to go write up this contract right now, and I'm going to give it to this guy and see what happens, because it turns a conversation into a serious event. And it's incredibly important because a precursor of getting a signed deal is an offer, a written offer. If you don't have a written offer, you can never get a signed contract, ever, right? So I just left this appointment and I didn't leave a contract. See, his wife wasn't there. The decision maker, they can't make a decision without each other, which I hate going on appointments like that. I did that one other time, and I'm going to go talk to G and those guys, make sure all decision paper there. You have to do that because otherwise, now you drove out there. Now, but in that case, I should have left a written contract and I didn't, right? So I am turning around right now. If this guy will let me in, I'm turning around right now and I am going to leave this guy a contract. Or not really leave it. I'm going to see if he'll sign it right there in the spot. But so I basically turn around. So anyways, the bottom line is a learning lesson. First off, always go with your gut. If you have a gut feeling that you should turn around and do something, sign a contract. If you have a gut feeling that you should go back and talk to the seller, say something you forgot, something you did, turn around. I mean, turn around and go do it. I'm turning around right now. And I did not leave a contract. And listen, I've been doing this for 15 years, guys. 15 years. And I didn't leave a contract? What am I, stupid? I'll beat myself up, right? I mean, that is, what am I thinking, right? I would ring myself. If I was talking to my sales guy and my sales guy didn't leave an appointment, leave a contract, I would ring his, I'd be like, come on, what are you doing, dude? You know you got to leave a contract, and then I don't do it. I'm pissed. I'm not happy. Well, I'm going to go leave him a contract right now. I'm going to go back to his house. I'm going to go knock on his door and say, hey, you know what, bud? I like you, and I like this house. I can make it 180 work, and I'm willing to put it in writing. If you're serious about it, I need to know ASAP. And guess what? I'm going to get it. I know it. I know now in my gut, I'm going to get this contract. And I'm going to get it. He's still going to get some equity out of there, but I'm going to get this deal. Watch. I'm going to turn up here, get this. I'm going to write up. It takes me 2 minutes to write up a contract. Now remember, I have in my file, I have pre-written up contracts. I have pre-written up contracts without a price. So I'm going to put the price in there, but I got his information. I've got the parcel number, his address, his name. I got everything on there. All I got to do is drop in my earnest money, which is typically $100. I got to drop in my purchase price, and I got to drop in a closing date. Now, I'm going to put on there a 30-day closing date, on there so he can do that. But I'm going to tell him, listen, it's on it before. We got to get all the title work, paperwork, and everything together. We really got to figure out that he's got a solar lease on the house. I hate solar leases, can't stand them. $120 a month, $41,000 payoff. I hate solar leases, but it has to transfer to the new buyer, so we need to